morning. Welcome to Q&I class. My name is Dr. Meghna Garg and I am biology faculty at Q&I. Students, before beginning the class, please confirm whether am I audible or not. Am I audible to everyone? Okay, thank you for responding. So I hope हम लोगों ने जो previous class में पढ़ा था वो आप लोगों ने revise कर लिया होगा और अगर आप लोगों को उसमें से कोई भी doubts हैं तो आप मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं, ठीक है? So now let's move ahead with the class. तो यस आज की क्लास में हम लोग पहले प्री रिक्विजिट्स क्या हैं फॉर कवरिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर टुडेज क्लास. सो इट वुड बी स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन एंड डिफ्यूजन. सो यू नीड टू बी थरो विद दीज टू. Yes. I have already switched the mode. Yes, I recalled it. That's very sorry for that. So yes, prerequisites for this class is structure of plasma membrane and diffusion. So in previous class, we have already covered diffusion and the basic structure of plasma membrane. So even if you have joined us today, then also do not need to worry because we would be revising the structure again in today's class. Now, today we are going to cover up again the rest portion, and this we have already discussed that 1 or 2 questions are asked from this particular topic. So now what all are we going to cover in today's class? So we would be talking about the movement of water across plasma membrane, and also we would be talking about cell wall. Okay. Now, let's see the structure of plasma membrane. So can you tell me the name of 2 important molecules which make up the plasma membrane? Yes. The name of 2 molecules which make up the plasma membrane. Very good, Sanjeev. Very good, Samagna. Rest everyone else. Yes. So particularly you can see from here, these yellow portions, these are your lipids. Okay. So these would be your lipids. And these would be your proteins. Okay. Now, movement of gases also we had covered. So we recall it from the previous class that we had said that particularly the movement of gases across the plasma membrane always occurs from the region of high concentration to the region of low concentration. So carbon dioxide concentration is greater inside the cell, whereas oxygen concentration is, carbon dioxide concentration is lower outside the cell. So particularly the movement of gases will take place from inside to outside of the cell. Similarly, for oxygen, it is reverse because the concentration of oxygen is greater outside and it is lesser inside. Oxygenated rich blood is coming from the lungs. So eventually oxygen will diffuse from outside to inside. Previous class, we had discussed this. Do you have any doubts, anyone? This was a quick recap of what we had studied in previous class. Okay. Now, let's see the movement of water across the plasma membrane. Okay. So now, when we talk about the movement of water across the plasma membrane, just wait, please. Okay. Now see this. This is the movement of water across the plasma membrane. So what happens when we talk about the movement of water across the plasma membrane? Then this is called as osmosis. What it will be called as? Osmosis. Now, for osmosis, we will consider only the movement of water molecules. Now, see, suppose you have a cell with you. This is a cell. Okay. Now, inside the cell, there is cytoplasm present. Okay. So this would be cytoplasm. And outside the cell, you have again extracellular fluid present. Okay. Now inside the cytoplasm also there is presence of water and some solutes. Okay. So inside the cytoplasm as well you have water plus solutes. That means solvent plus solute. That's how it is called as a solution. Now in extracellular fluid also you have water and you have solutes present. Okay. Now see this. Whenever a cell has to undergo or whenever water has to undergo osmosis across the plasma membrane, then always consider the concentration of the surrounding solution as well. Okay. So now see this. When the cell is placed in an isotonic solution, By isotonic, what does we mean? Isotonic means that the concentration of water and solutes is same in the cytoplasm as it is in the extracellular fluid. Got it? Consider? Yes, everyone? Have you understood what I am trying to say? Okay, so yes, the concentration of water and solutes, that means the concentration of solution is equivalent to the outside solution's concentration. Okay, so now you can say when the cell is placed in isotonic solution, isotonic means that the medium surrounding the cell, it has same water concentration as that of cell. So now this is the solution in which we are now going to place our cell. So now for our convenience, we have placed this cell here, and now we will look at the movement of water. Now, since the concentration is same inside the cell and outside the cell, then what will happen? There is neither entry of water inside the cell. That means water will neither enter inside the cell, neither will water exit the cell. Would that happen, or what would happen? Yes. From where would the movement of water take place? Yes, everyone. If the concentration is same inside and outside the cell, then what would happen? Answer, everyone. Neither there would be entry of water inside the cell, neither there would be exit of water from inside to outside of the cell. In either cases, this will not happen. Yes, nothing is going to happen. So the cell will remain as it is. There would be no exchange of water. Okay, there would be no exchange of water and the cell will remain as it is. Now, this condition of the cell is called as flaccid. Please remember this term, that when the cell is placed in an isotonic solution, the cell will remain flaccid. Okay. Now, by flaccid, we means that particularly the cell is neither firm nor hard. That means the cell will remain as it is. Okay. Now, moving ahead, solve this question, everyone. Okay, rest all of you. Himanshu, Hannah, Kevin, Shubhranshu, Sanjeev, Shaktived, Samagna, Griven, everyone. Okay. So everyone is saying option number B. Yes. So the correct answer would be option number B. The cell would remain flaccid. Very good, everyone. Now, let's see another solution, which is hypotonic solution. Now, students, see, in my past years of experience, I have always seen students struggling with the hypotonic and hypertonic. Okay. Now, tell me, what do you understand by the term hypo? What do you understand by the term hypo? Hypo means less, Griven, or hypo means more? Yes, low. See, now, when you check your NCRTs, okay, so the first thing they tell you that in hypotonic solution, the water will move inside. Okay, now I am going to tell you how do you memorize this. So I am going to tell you one very short trick. Okay, whenever this, see, isotonic, we know that the concentration is same, so there would be no movement of water. Now you people get confused in these two terms. Now hypotonic, okay, so always refer to this as the concentration of solute, not solvent. Okay, hypotonic means less solute. Less solute means there would be more water. Less solute and there would be more water present in the solution. Okay, so please remember this, hypotonic, a dilute solution. Okay, so there would be less solute. Always remember, hypo means less. Less what? Less solute and more water. Okay, so now this is the cell. Cell is placed in a hypotonic solution. That means it is placed in a solution where the concentration of water is more than inside the cytoplasm. Got it? Got it, everyone? Most of you try to remember this by memorizing that hypotonic means less water. No, it is less solute and more water. Okay, so remember this always. Now see this. So now when the cell is placed in hypotonic solution, that means the surrounding cell has high water concentration than that of the cell. Okay, so surrounding water has more water concentration. Now in this case, what will happen? So now if I ask you that the water concentration is more here and water concentration is less inside the cell, it is less inside the cell. So tell me from where the movement of water will take place, from outside to inside or from inside to outside? The concentration of water is more here. Osmosis again follows the same rule for water. That means the water will move from the region of high concentration to the region of low concentration. Into out. Why? Why? I'm saying the water concentration is more outside than inside of the cell. So water will move from its region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. That means water will move inside the cell. Everyone, have you understood this or do you want me to repeat? Reply everyone. I can see some confusion here. If you want me to repeat, please say repeat. I will repeat this. Everyone, please respond. Shaktived, Sanjeev. Sanjeev is saying, okay, Kevin, repeat. Okay, do you want me to repeat? Yes, Himanshu, Shubhranshu, Samagna, Graven, Hannah. Okay, so now understand this. See, what I am saying here is that hypotonic simply means that the solution. Okay, so you are referring a solution. Solution is what? Solution is made up of solute plus solvent. Okay. Now, hypotonic, that means a very dilute solution. That means in hypotonic solution, you will have less solute concentration and more water concentration. In comparison to what? In comparison to the cytoplasm of the cell. Okay, so just like we had studied the diffusion of gases, how does it take place from the region of high concentration to low concentration? In a similar manner, water will move also from the region of high concentration to the region of low concentration. Okay, so how will this happen? How will this happen? So again, what will happen? The concentration of water is more outside than inside of the cell. So now water will move inside the cell. Got it? Clear, everyone? Everyone, please respond. I want your answers. Okay? Okay, now see, okay? So in this case, you can see the water is moving inside the cell. Now what will happen? When water is moving inside the cell will eventually swell up. So you can see the cell swelling up. Okay, so the cell has swollen up. This swollen up condition of the cell is called as turgid. Please remember this term again here. Isotonic, the cell remains flaccid, whereas in hypotonic, the cell swells up. That means the cell will become turgid, and turgid means swollen. Got it? Clear, everyone? Understood? Quickly show me a thumbs up. Okay. Now, solve this question. Okay. Turgid, everyone, turgid. Okay. So yes, well done. The correct answer is option number A, turgid. Okay. Now, let's look at the third condition when the cell is placed in hypertonic. Now, you people are going to tell me hyper means more. Hyper means more. We often say to each other, sorry, why are you getting hyper? That means why are you behaving more than the normal behavior, more than the normal behavior? Why are you showing like this? So hyper means more. Okay, hyper energetic. Yani that means more energy. Now, I just told you that in hypotonic, less solute plus more water. So what would be here? More would be what? Hypertonic would be more what? Everyone type it. Like solute plus what would be? Water, more or less. Just like I told you previously that hypotonic means less solute plus more water. Okay. So similarly, you people have to tell me this. Just write it in this similar manner. What would be hypertonic mean? What would hypertonic means? Write it like this. Very good. Who has written this? Himanshu. Very good. Very good, Kevin. Everyone else, write it in the same format. Henna. Very good. Sanjeev. Shubhranshu. Graven. Very good, Graven. Very good. Shubhranshu. Samagna. Everyone else has to write. Everyone has to write, okay? I want you to people to be thorough with this concept. Yes. So there would be, very good, everyone. There would be more solute and there would be less water. Where? In this solution. In this solution, as compared to inside of the cell, there would be more solute present and there would be less water present. Okay. So now what will happen? What will happen? When the water concentration is low here, in comparison to the inside of the cell, from where would the water move now? You people can guess this now. You have understood the concept. Yes, very good, Graven. Very good. Very good. Very good, Sanjeev. Very good, Himanshu. Very good, Kevin. Hannah. Shubhranshu, you are not responding today. Why? I want to see you responding. Yes, very good. Inside to outside, yes. So when the cell is placed in hypertonic solution, it means surrounding the cell has lower water concentration. Okay? So what will happen? That means the solution is very concentrated. Now what will happen? In this case, the water will move outside of the cell. So now you can see from here that the water molecules are moving outside. Now when the water molecules are moving outside, that means the cell size would reduce. Okay, so you can see the cell getting shrinked up here. The cell size has reduced. Now this condition, this is called as plasmolysis. Okay, this is called as plasmolysis. Plasmolysis refers to the shrinkage of the contents of the cell from the away from the outer membrane. Okay, so that is your plasmolysis. So now the cell becomes, so just like in hypotonic, we studied that the cell becomes swollen up, it becomes turgid. Similarly, in hypertonic solution, the cell becomes plasmolyzed. And plasmolysis means that the cell will shrink. Got it? Clear, everyone? Have you understood? Okay, now solve this question. Okay, so now tell me this. In hypotonic solution, the cell would become what? In hypotonic solution, the cell would become what? Very good, Shubhranshu. Very good, Samagna, Sanjeev, Graven, Hannah. Very good, everyone. Hannah is still writing. Okay, Shaktived, very good. So yes, the cell will become turgid. Why? Because the water is moving inside the cell. The cell is becoming larger in size. Okay. So water moves from outside to inside. Whereas in hypotonic solution, in hypotonic solution, it would become plasmolysis is the name of the process. The shrinkage of the contents of the cell away from the outer membrane, that is called as plasmolysis. Okay. But if you are saying what would be the condition of the cell, then you have to say that the cell becomes plasmolyzed. Okay. The cell becomes plasmolyzed. Very good, everyone. Very good. Okay. So see from here, the cell has reduced in size. That means the cell has become plasmolyzed. Now, okay. So now write down the definition of osmosis in your notebook. Everyone, please write down the definition of osmosis in your notebook. I am going to dictate you. So write down the definition of osmosis in your notebook. The movement of water across a semi-permeable membrane. So please remember this, that in osmosis, we always consider the movement of water only across the semi-permeable membrane. Okay. From the region of high concentration to low concentration. From the region of high concentration to the region of low concentration is called as osmosis. Okay, so while writing down the definition of osmosis, always mention 3 points, very, very important points. First of all, it is always the movement of water molecules, water or solvent. We are not considering movement of any other type of molecule, solid or gases, no, nothing. Only the movement of water molecules. Second, across a semi-permeable membrane. Yes, Anna? The movement of water from the region of high concentration to low concentration across a semi-permeable membrane is called as osmosis. Okay? That is called as osmosis. Got it, Hannah? But has everyone else noted down the definition of osmosis? Students, this is the favorite question of your examiners, okay? Please write it down properly, okay? So I was just telling you people that while writing down the definition of osmosis, please note down these 3 points, very important points. First, it is always the movement of only water molecules. Second, across a semi-permeable membrane. That means we are always considering the movement of water across a semi-permeable membrane. Okay. Now, the third point is that the water will move from the region of high concentration to low concentration. So if you have properly written down these 3 points, then you will secure full marks in the definition. Okay. Okay, Samagna. Okay. So 3 points. First, movement of water. Second, across a semi-permeable membrane. And third, from the region of high concentration to the region of low concentration. Clear? Okay. Now, let's solve this question. Okay. 3 people have only answered. Sanjeev, Hannah, Krivin, Shaktived. Okay. Rest, everyone else. Shubhranshu, Hannah has already answered. Grivin, Kevin. Okay. Kevin is saying option number C, plasmolized. Okay. Who else is left? Okay. I think everyone has answered. So yes, the correct answer to this would be option number C, plasmolized. Very good, everyone. Now, how do we define osmosis? So again, this definition is written here. Okay. So now tell me the 3 points plus. Okay. Write the 3 points, the 3 important things which you have to write in the definition of osmosis. Everyone, write it in your chat box now. If the definition of osmosis comes to you, what will you write? What will you write? For writing down in one comment only, you have to do shift plus enter, okay? Everyone, start writing. I want to see. See, my goal is not only to make you prepare for MCQs, but also to make you prepare for your subjective examination. That's why I asked you people to keep on writing in the chat box. That's how you will learn. Only water, semi-permeable membrane, high concentration to low con. Very good, Sanjeev. Himanshu. Waters across semi-permeable. Very good. Very good, Himanshu. Graven, yes. Into nahi, across the semi-permeable membrane. Okay, Graven. So you have to write flow of water across semi-permeable membrane. Okay, and from high. Very good, Graven. Everyone else, Hannah, Shaktived. Who else has not answered? Samagna, Kevin, Himanshu is written yes. Shubhranshu, right? Students. No, this is not acceptable. Everyone has to write. Everyone. I'm not going to move ahead till you people write this down. Everyone has to write. See, students, that's how you will memorize it. Everyone, start writing, please. Okay. Only water, high concentration to low concentration. Very good, Shubhranshu. Yes, Hannah is still writing. Okay, Kevin, very good. Very good. Okay. Okay, Kevin, no problem, no problem. Okay. Okay. Now, see, diffusion, like I told you, diffusion does not require energy. In the same manner, osmosis also does not require any energy. Energy means that there would be no there would be no expenditure of ATP molecules. Okay. So diffusion and osmosis, both of these processes do not require any energy. Hannah, very good. Very good, Hannah. Okay. Now, let's see the difference between diffusion and osmosis. This question often comes in your 2 marks. Okay, this question often comes in your 2 marks, diffusion and osmosis. So please make the column like this only, diffusion and osmosis, and start writing down the points. Start writing down the points. Difference between diffusion and osmosis. So see, diffusion can take place in any medium. That means diffusion can be in any medium. It can be of gases, it can be of liquid, it can be of solid as well. Okay. Now, osmosis, however, only occurs in liquid medium. Okay. So this is the one of the main important points. Next, the diffusing molecules can be again solid, liquid, or gases, whereas same point here, again more elaborated, that the diffusion, the molecules which are getting diffused, it is only the solvent molecules. That means it is only the water molecules. Okay. Now, the third point would be that for diffusion, you do not require a semi-permeable membrane. Okay. Now, let me tell you this. For example, take a glass of water. Okay. Take a glass of water in your home. And if you have any watercolor present with you, watercolor or any food dye or simply ink present in your home, take a glass of water and you put 2 to 3 drops of ink on the surface of water. Okay. So now you are doing what? You are taking a glass of water and you are putting some ink on its surface. Now, slowly you will see that this ink or this watercolor will start spreading slowly into the water. Have you ever seen such kind of process taking place? Anybody ever noticed that whenever you try to put watercolor in the water, it starts diffusing slowly? Hannah, you people must have observed this. Okay, so see from here. This process is diffusion. Why? Because here no semi-permeable membrane is present. Simply, the concentration of ink is more in this drop. So now the ink particles, they are diffusing out to their lower concentrations. That means where they are almost absent, they're not present. Okay. This is diffusion. No semi-permeable membrane is involved. However, when we talk about osmosis, for osmosis, always a semi-permeable membrane is required. Why? So now osmosis, we always consider this across a cell. Plasma membrane. What is plasma membrane? A semi-permeable membrane. We are considering the movement of water inside or outside of the cell. Eventually, what the water would cross? The water would cross this semi-permeable membrane. Got it? Understood, everyone? Have you noted down the three differences between diffusion and osmosis? Okay, clear? Now you can also, you can write, take your time. You can also add one example in this, okay? So the example would be diffusion of gases. So you can say the movement of oxygen from outside to inside of the cell. And osmosis, you can say, example, when the cell is placed in hypotonic solution, it becomes swollen up, it becomes turgid. Okay, so after that, write one example yourself. Done? Okay. Now, so in next class, students, we are going to talk more about two other processes, endocytosis and exocytosis. Okay, so now we still have time, okay? So in next 2 minutes, I'm going to just cover this up. See, so plasma membrane is flexible, okay? Sometimes the movement of particles takes place like this only inside the cell because the plasma membrane is flexible. So it will simply spread across that particle and it will engulf it. This is called as endocytosis. Okay, this is called as endocytosis. Endocytosis, for example, because of the flexibility of the plasma membrane, the cell engulfs the food from the outer environment. This is called as endocytosis. So now endocytosis is not occurring because of any concentration difference. No, endocytosis is simply occurring because the plasma membrane is extending itself and it is simply taking in the food material. Example is amoeba. Clear? What is endocytosis? Students, answer, everyone. This is all written down in your NCERT. What is endocytosis? What is exocytosis? Clear? Everyone, respond. Just quickly show me a thumbs up. Okay. Okay. Now, the other process is, one more thing to note down here, that this process requires energy. Now, the next point is that similar manner, when a cell has to remove some waste, okay, then what is pseudopodia? Again, yes, pseudopodia is again the extension of the plasma membrane only. So endocytosis is occurring because of pseudopodia. You can say it, okay? So because of this process, the plasma membrane is extending itself. So those extensions, sorry, those extensions, they are called as pseudopodia. Okay, so pseudopodia are those extensions only. Okay, so now whenever a cell has to secrete waste outside it, okay, then there occurs the process which is called as exocytosis. So you can see there are some molecules which are present inside the cell. Now the cell will remove those particles outside it. This is called as exocytosis. Outside the cell. Okay, so that's all for today's class, students. Okay, so now let's revise what all have we studied in today's class. Cell wall I'm going to skip for now. Okay, cell wall we would be covering in next class. Now, students, I would request everyone to go on the platform, and students, we have a diagnostic test planned for you. So our team would call you, please give them details for the diagnostic test. This test is very important. See, this test is not to judge you. No, that is not our purpose. Basically, this test will help you identify and also help us identify your strength and opportunity areas. So we can work on them, okay? So that's why this test is important, because eventually we have to work on those points, on your those areas collaboratively as a team. So for that, please give your details to our team. So our customer care team would be calling you. Please provide them details. And also I have Google form shared with you in the chat. You can scroll above, you will find the Google forms. Please fill that feedback form. Okay, please everyone, I request everyone to please fill the feedback form. Okay, students, any doubts? Any doubts, anyone? Students, respond. Any doubts, anyone? Shubhranshu, okay. Graven, Samagna, Kevin, Sanjeev, Himanshu, Shaktived. Okay. Okay, students. Then with this, I end today's class and I'll see you in next class. Till then, please keep practicing, keep studying. And also, whatever I just told you, that please give your details and please fill the feedback form. Okay, everyone? So bye-bye. Thank you. And I'll see you in next class.